Hey, Toon Army. Wondering what our lineup's going to be? Want to know who's available and who's hurt? Do you want an in-depth analysis of what to expect from the upcoming match? Then don't sweat it, because you're in the right place. It's time for the Toon Review's Match Preview Show. Enjoy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review. And tonight is preview night. I do apologise if I sound a bit echoey. I'm in my new studio, and it's yet to be designed properly with things on the wall, blinds in the windows, and things like that. So practically the whole village can look through the window now and see what I'm doing. So it's very surreal, but it will get better. But it's not too bad. But anyway, we look forward to Southampton on Sunday with a very, confident mood, I guess. Anyone else not confident?
No, we should batter these. I'll be disappointed if we don't.
Yes.
Yeah, batter these. Exactly. Good evening, Barbara, who says, come on the Toon. The little fella says, evening all at the Toon Review family. I'm going 4-0. Miggy, Wilson, Willock, and Batman to score. Good evening, Michael. Paul says, Newcastle, we love you. Evening, Pilo Keith. Louis says, would just like to thank the Toon Review for making my team lose in my debut wrestling match against the stupid father and son tag team. You're all stupid and worthless idiots. Only joking. Love yous all.
Slack-jawed mouth breathers, all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. But he is playing the bad guy at the minute, isn't he?
He is. I love it.
Yeah, and just a reminder, guys, if you do enjoy tonight's show, please do hit that like button. It does help us move up in the search results. And if you're new to the channel, why not hit the subscribe button as well and become part of this Toon Review community? We're over 15,100 subscribers now, so it's moving up every single day. And also hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload a video. If you do want to donate to the channel tonight, you can do, as usual, by hitting the $ at the bottom of the live comments, and that will take you through to a payment method. So thank you very much in advance for that as well. Peter says, good evening, all. Hope is well. Looking forward to the show. Hope Paul's okay now. I'm okay. I'm getting there. Jody Rick says, oi, everyone. Hope everybody is okay. 6-0 to the Toon.
Love it.
Gary, the usual rules for the stream, but consider subscribing because it's free. Absolutely. Stu says, we are the Geordies. Yeah, he's having a bit of a sing-song to himself. Dave, good evening to you. Carl says, evening, everyone. Can't believe Michael Owen has compared himself with Kylian Mbappe. The only thing they have in common is they both have heads. What did you make of that, Billy?
That was like me comparing myself to Brad Pitt, basically.
It just straight in a sentence, as
Absolutely.
usual. Billy just laying
You can compare it a tiny bit because he won the Ballon d'Or, but the fact that Mbappe's scoring 30 plus every season since he's been in France.
Michael Owen win the Ballon d'Or, not the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, that's true. Ballon d'Or. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree 100% with Billy on that one.
To be fair, he wasn't scoring 30 odd a season. He was never that prolific. He was when he had his pace, he was very, very dangerous. But you know, Mbappe's been since he was anything in France, he's been 30 goals, 30 goals, 30 goals, 30 goals. Owen's never done that, even in his prime. So
fair enough. Solo says, good evening all. I think Howe will go for an unchanged team again. He will start Maxi and Shelby in the cup. 3-0 win against Southampton. How are the lads? Good evening, Jason. Debbie says we've got Bruno in the middle. Absolutely, we have. Richard says, evening all. Don't want to be overconfident, but how many are we going to win by on Sunday? Are you feeling the confidence buzz, Danielle?
Absolutely. Never felt more confident in my whole life, to be honest. I just can't see them stopping me. I think our defence is too good. I think, I know we're not going to have Joe in midfield this weekend, but it's not a massive concern. I think
it's the right game for him to be out, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And he'll be back for Chelsea, and jobs are good. And I'm really not worried at all, especially we're not a pot noodles team. It's all right. I think we're good.
Yes. Good old Ralph Hassan, hoodle, toodle, hoodle, doodle, doodle, pot noodle.
Indeed.
Yeah. So Good evening, Rachel. James says, I do love a nice hot bath while listening to this show. Can you wait 5 minutes until it's ready? Going for a 3-1 win for the Toon. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all well. Well, enjoy your bath, James. Good evening, Mason. Just lots of people saying hello in the chat, as usual. Debbie says, do you think Maxi will start against Southampton? What do you reckon, Alex?
I mean, we spoke about this last night when we were on Loaded's channel. I think it's going to be either one of two things. It's either going to be Murphy starts and Maxi will get 20, 30 minutes and come on as a sub, or it'll be the other way around. Maxi will get an hour and then Murphy will come on for half an hour. So I think it could be either or. You know, he tends to reward good performances and keep people in the team. But this is a specific case because Murphy's not started the last few games. It's been Joe Linton on the left wing. So this is the first time in a while we've got like a fresh situation because neither have been starting. So he's got an excuse to pick one and not the other. Arguably, you've got to pick Murphy because he scored recently, hit the post as well. But he could, yeah, I think he'll give an hour to one and half an hour to the other. And I'm just not sure which way around it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yep. Toon fan says, Paul, mate, did you fix the info for the watch along this Sunday? I put next Sunday's date. Yes, I did a John Sinclair. I put the 13th instead of the 6th. That is changed now. So it is now the 6th of November. But thank you to those guys that contacted me to tell me I'd made a boo-boo. Do you think Joe will get replaced by Murphy with Maxi getting minutes in the second half? Well, I think Alex has just pretty much answered that. Toon review. Come on, lads and lassies. J Vale Royal Pythons. Hello, everyone. Toon. I'm not sure whether that's a sports team or whether they're just talking about having a lot of snakes.
I mean,
or whether it's a snake club.
Could be a club. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Why not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know a few snakes that could join the club. You know what I mean?
Oh, indeed. There's quite a few out there. James has surely got to be in the right game to bring Maxi back. I reckon he will start Murphy, then bring Maxi on. Spacebar says, great to see you back, Paul. Thank you, buddy. Julie J says, is it my glasses or is everyone blurred? I think it's your glasses, Julie. Everyone's fine. Ab says, Paul has finally been put in that padded cell. Yes, basically. I don't have a green screen yet. I haven't got I want to put some Newcastle memorabilia on the walls and things like that. But listen, the flooring's just got in. The desk was just built by Susan last night. So, hey-ho, it is what it is at the minute. Pedro says, good evening, you beautiful people. Hope you are all fine and dandy. Frau would take a 1-0 win. I think they have to be aiming a bit higher than that, Billy, surely.
Away from home, any win's a good win, but yeah, I think against a side of Southampton's the form they're in, especially the lack of a bit of quality also, I'm expecting more than 1-0, but I'd take a 1-0, I absolutely would.
Yeah. Danielle, what do you reckon?
I mean, I think that the kind of issue is that we're all used to winning convincingly, aren't we? So we're really scoring goals at the minute. So I think people are automatically like 2-0, 3-0, we're going to, whatever. But Billy's absolutely right. For me, I don't care how we win, as long as we win. Doesn't have to be pretty. Those 3 points is all that matters.
Indeed.
However, saying that, I'm not going for a low score. That'll surprise you.
Well, we'll do that at the end, of course. Mrs. Toon Review, good evening. Now next door to the studio, so not round the other side of a curtain this time.
Oh, Mr. Curtin.
James says, Billy, I have a deviated septum, and so can only breathe properly through my mouth, caused by a broken nose in my teenage year. Not all us mouth breathers are the same. Lol.
Point taken, James.
Indeed. Evening, guys. I'm well confident with the upcoming Southampton game. This group of players won't let us down. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. Louis says if we can score 4 past Villa, we can score 4 past Southampton.
Funny you should say that. If you actually look at them in the table, they have identical stats.
Yeah,
they're both on 12 points. They've both won 3, drawn 3, lost 7. They've both scored 11. They've both conceded 20. They have identity. It's really strange.
Yeah.
And Southampton are 1 point above the drop zone in 17th.
Harps brings up a very good point. I don't know whether you guys have seen it on social media about Bruno and what he's actually come out and tweeted regarding Player of the Month. I think it's an absolutely fantastic gesture for what he's done. To actually tell people to vote for Miggy. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I guess, Danielle, that just gives you a sign of what, camaraderie there is in the team at the moment.
Exactly. I think it's just pure class from a class player, and I think it just, again, I still have to shake myself and think, is this real? Like, it just keeps getting better and better every single day. Like, little things like a post on Twitter like this, it shows you exactly how together the team are and what spirit they've got and how much they're fighting for each other. That's exactly what I want to see. But honestly, every time it happens, I just can't believe it's happening to our club. I just can't.
Do you think Ralph Hasenhudl may look to complain to the FA or to the Premier League that maybe we should start with the team that started last season and the manager that started last season? What will his excuse be this week, I wonder? Will he be blaming money? Will he be blaming something else?
The money will be mentioned. Of course it will. 100%. He's going to say about the money, about the backing, about the owners, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, every club spends money. If Southampton had the money, they'd spend it. So, I mean, like we've said on many, many occasions, what we're supposed to do, just not invest in the team and not replace players. I don't understand. Don't get it.
Billy, is that water you're drinking?
Yes, it is. It's peach-flavoured sparkling spring water.
Flicking, Is it sell out of Pepsi Max?
I'm on the Volvic. I'm on the touch of strawberry fruit.
What's going on,
It says from the mountain hills of Coventry Canal.
It's all right, Pepsi, I've still got you.
The mountain hills of Coventry Canal. Brilliant. Geordie Rick, thank you for your £4 super sticker. Very much appreciated, my friend. And that is a beautiful dog in your profile picture. Good evening, guys. Hope you're all well and cool. 2-0 to the Toon. How are the lads from Belfast? Paul says Owen is a muppet. Agreed. James says you're better than Brad Pitt, Billy.
Lovely comment.
That's a compliment. Tide says are Southampton dangerous at home? Alex?
I think they're not really dangerous anywhere at the moment. I wouldn't worry too much. Their only win in the last 7 is against Bournemouth away. I mean, they played in the funny Hampshire Saturday Senior Cup as well. That seems to be listed for some reason. I don't think they played any of their... I haven't actually checked. I don't think they played any of their super professionals. It was probably academy players and stuff, but they lost 5-2 to Portsmouth, which is funny because that's their rival. So how?
Yeah, it is. Angelica says, hello, everyone. I'm listening while making Christmas baubles. Billy, you're better than Brad Pitt, sunshine.
Oh,
thank you, Angelica.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Darren says Michael Owen's highest league return was 19. He never hit 20 in a single season.
I know it was low. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but it's definitely nowhere near 30 odd, is it?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Dominic, good evening. Think Southampton will put up a good fight, but we will come through. 3-1 win for us. Callum Miggy and Trippier free kick. Rachel says, looking forward to spending a couple of days back in the homeland next weekend. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you, Rachel. Make sure you come and hunt us down before the Chelsea game. Are you going to that game, Danielle?
Nah.
No. Swift answer. Swift.
Soz.
Swift. It's a late kickoff as well. It's a 5:30 kickoff. So
I'll be supporting our Billy.
Yes, Billy doing the commentary for that one, of course. Ken says, hi, family. Was watching Alex and Billy with the loaded lads talking about John Joe and must agree with Alex. But I have a question. Can anyone remember against who did John Joe hit the bar from 70 yards?
Was that
I
one
do
in the
remember it.
championship?
Go on, Billy. Channel your memories.
Was it not Queen's Park Rangers?
Look at his face when he's trying to recall it.
Was it not QPR?
It wasn't a televised game, was it? It was when you saw it in the highlights.
Their pitch ain't long enough to even be 70 yards. That's a
very
terrible
good point,
box
actually.
stadium. That is.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Nice club, but terrible stadium.
It's quite posh in the entrance. The actual entrance to Loftus Road is quite posh.
Shepherd's Bush, isn't it?
Billy, if you want to talk about a shepherd's bush, that's your problem, mate.
It's not Friday.
Susan says, I am no longer the lady behind the curtain. I'm the girl next door.
Oh.
Yes. Hassan Hoodle Woofen Doodle bloke in for another downer, says Davey. Pedro says, did you see the Bruno tweet? Yep. Absolutely superb gesture indeed. James says, when I was last at St. Mary's, they only sang when the Saints go marching in, no other songs. The question I'm asking this week is, are the dogs going to be back again?
Oh, not them bloody dogs again. Do you remember last year?
Yes, because when I did the commentary for that game, I was more angry about the dogs than anything else because I couldn't understand why Southampton have 2 dog mascots. It makes no sense at all. Literally none. They're called the Saints. They have nothing to do with dogs. Why have dogs? Can someone please help me out here? Because I still don't know to this day.
I mean, unless it's St. Bernard's, it makes no sense.
Well, it didn't look like St. Bernard's. Now that. Just really strange. Really strange. Pooley Mag says, I'm going 3-0. Miggy Wilson and Longstaff. Another clean sheet. Yeah, we've got to be confident of a clean sheet, Danielle, haven't we?
Oh, 100%. I can't, we barely concede. What defence is so tight. That's the least of my problems, least of my worries. I fully trust our defence. Well, as long as Lascelles isn't in it. But, we're fine. But, yeah, no, I can't say we're conceding at all. I think we're solid.
Fair enough.
And we've got
thank
Nick
you.
Pope in the middle of our goal. Nick
Pope. In the middle of Stu, thanks very much, matey. Nice to see you've got a proper profile picture back instead of that ridiculous hockey mask. Ian says, has anyone noticed that when the team entered the pitch at the start of the match, both Bruno and Miggy hopped 3 times? Anyone get an explanation for this superstition? Well, the only one that could answer that question is Stevie Wonder. Hey, Billy, see where I'm going with that?
No. No, still not.
Yes, you do, Billy.
Go explain it then.
Superstitious.
I'm going to see. That was one of my cryptic clues. That was.
Yeah.
But if people want a real answer, it's because they're South American and religious.
Danielle, will you stop putting your hand up? It's not a classroom.
Well, I've just been doing some research on the mascots.
Okay.
And apparently they're called Sammy and Mary. Don't know why. And apparently they're well known that from time to time, at half-time, they do their own rendition of Gangnam Style.
Oh, I'm not having it. I'm not having that bullshit anyway.
It's so untraditional.
I don't know what it means. Why are the dogs?
Sammy and Mary.
Sammy and Mary. Marry.
I could understand it being Mary, being at St. Mary's Stadium, but Mary, it's just ridiculous, man. Pete says he worries when we tempt fate. Well, Peter, we've been doing that for quite a long time now, and it seems to be working. Look, why not? We've been screaming, such awful things over the last 14 years, and finally we are, doing something special here, or what looks like we're doing something special. So why not celebrate that fact? Malcolm says Eddie can't pick an unchanged team because Joe Linton is serving a 1-match ban.
Indeed.
Yeah, but Murphy can come in, I guess. And
I think what they meant was other than Joe Linton.
Indeed. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £10 super chat, buddy. I'm going for a comfortable 2-0 win with Miggy and Wilson scoring. Yep, I could cope with that. Andy says, is Shelby fit enough to start? Probably not. I don't think he'd be risked anyway. I think I've said this all along. I think he's penciled in for the cup game.
No, I think he's fit enough to start, but I don't think he's fit enough to play 90 minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think he's penciled in to start the cup game myself.
I would agree. I would agree there. Mm-hmm.
Lawrence at the Geordie View. Good evening. Evening all. Confident for another win. Jim says, sorry to swear, but I fucking hate Hassan Twatton Hoodle. Yes, a lot of people do. He's a big whinge. Frau says, talk about Byrne being included in the England squad today. Is it possible?
Well, in the 55-man squad, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with Chilwell being pulled over injured, isn't he?
I'm in the 55-man squad, so I wouldn't read too much into it.
When does the final squad get announced, though?
10th of November, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, a week today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, he's got a chance, right? He has a chance, as Billy said there, with Chilwell being injured. He does have a chance. So we just have to keep our fingers crossed for him, I guess, and we'll see what happens. Who do the panel think will make way for Isak? I don't think anybody will make way. I think Isak's got to fight his way back, Danielle.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I don't see how you could say replace Miggy. I mean, how would you have that conversation with Miggy? I know you've been prolific and you've been having you're on the best you've played for a long, long time, but we're going to take you off now because we're big players back. So it just won't happen. It won't happen. It's all about morale in the team and the message that he's sending out to the team. So Isak will just do what everybody else does and earn his position back when he gets the opportunity to do, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah,
I agree. Dan says, I think it's going to be a really tough game and we'll just scrape it 6-0. That's a close game. Arturo says, Maxi should start. Joe Linton is a big miss. We have to play every game as the last one. Well, we have been. That's exactly how we're playing.
I do agree that Joe will be a big miss, though. I do agree.
Well, yeah, he's bound to be, isn't he? You know, when we miss a player of Joe Linton's capabilities, it's bound to be like that. Solo says, was it true Wilson said in an interview he a little tired and jaded? If so, was that wise to say when England's squad announced soon?
I've not heard it.
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard Wilson say that, and I don't think he would, to be honest. Listen, that could be somebody with an agenda. Basically, there's plenty of people out there trying to swing trying to swing swing the decisions their way, I guess. But no, definitely not. Right, I've got a little bit of. I've done my homework again on Southampton. We'll and to be honest, I've got quite a surprise of certainly the Premier League record against Southampton, but. The all-time record, so this includes, Championship, Cup games, and everything like that. We've played Southampton 169 times. Newcastle United have won 72 of those games. Aston, I'm looking at the Villa one, so I do apologise. I'll start again.
That's okay.
The all-time record against Southampton is that we have played them exactly 104 times. Now, Southampton have won 38 of those games. Newcastle have won 42, with 24 of them being draws. The last Premier League game at St Mary's was the 10th of March of this year. And, of course, it was Southampton 1, Newcastle United 2, with Chris Wood scoring a bullet header, which is the only bullet header. Well, no, because he got a bullet header against Tranmere, of course. And, yes, Danielle, Bruno's fantastic back heel, which was his first goal for the club.
When he completed football, yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. By the way, what is that T-shirt you're wearing? Is it a women's empowerment T-shirt, Danielle?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't. I'm not wearing it for that purpose. It was just an issue. Asda George. Women empower women.
Shouldn't it be Asda Georgina?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Here, Asda George too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, the last time Southampton beat us at St Mary's, can anybody remember that game?
No, I can't.
It was on the 6th of November, 2020, which was behind closed doors. And it finished Southampton 2, Newcastle 0. A very, very disappointing score. But one of the scorers for Southampton was Mr. Stuart Armstrong, who scored against us, of course, in March as well. So he has a good record of scoring against Newcastle at St Mary's. Now, this is the interesting one for me, the all-time Premier League record between the two clubs. We've played Southampton 42 times, and Southampton have won 16 of those. We have won 17, and 9 of them have been draws. And the goals, Southampton have scored 66, and we have scored 69. So when you look at those stats, Alex, it's quite close.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it has any relevance or bearing on the game of the weekend.
So basically saying, Alex, what I do now for, looking these stats up, being a statistician yourself, you're basically calling me out on it.
It has a place occasionally when teams have like a mental block and hoodoos. It has a place, for example, in the Merseyside derby. there have been situations where teams have had mental blocks due to previous results, but I don't think it makes a difference to us at the moment with the mentality of the squad. Half the players don't really know Southampton that well. A lot of the foreign players as well. They won't really care too much. They just want to go and smash them and take 3 points. So
we did have a mental block at the Dallard kind of mid-90s when Letitia used to turn on every time against us. 3 or 4 great goals against us.
I think the end of the closest
thing up there. When it's been 1-0 up there after 89 minutes and losing 3-1. About 95-ish.
I think the closest thing we're developing at the moment is to a block is Crystal Palace. We seem to struggle against. We seem to struggle to break them down and get goals. But other than that,
well, thank you for just ruining my morale for
I appreciated it.
Thank you.
It's still interesting and it's important to do. So don't
you dig yourself out the hole, Alex. It's fine. Don't worry. Danielle, thank you for letting us know that Mr. Stuart Atwell is the referee. And our good old friend, Mr. Mike Dean, is on VAR.
You, sir.
Even though he got removed, he's been reinstated.
Yeah, so basically, whenever once we score a goal, it will be reviewed at least 13 times before a decision is made.
For many, many different reasons. So,
yes.
Was it a foul? Is it offside?
Basically, they'll look for any way to rule it out, won't they? So that's the way it goes. Arturo, thank you very much for your €20 super chat. There's no comment there, but thank you very much, matey. Tide says, what about Shelby? He played a few minutes towards the end of the last game. Will he perhaps get a chance to play again? I think he'll come on again. I think you're just sort of building up fitness and things like that. Julie says, it's okay now. When I refresh, the problem was at my end. Fair enough. Rachel, glad to see you back, Paul. Thank you, Rach. Appreciate that. Julie J says 2-0 minimum.
Like it. I like the word minimum.
Fair enough. Geordie View, it's Lawrence, says hopefully it won't be the same Southampton that beat Chelsea and drew with Arsenal.
Yeah, it won't.
Doesn't matter. We just go out there, do our stuff, and away we go. You've all just went blurred. It's definitely not at this end, guys.
It's not YouTube again, though, is it? Do you remember when I kept doing that?
Listen, it could be. I know for a fact we're not, because all the signal is perfect on StreamYard, etc. So
I've got the TV on and we're not blurred on that. That's all.
Well, there you go. So it's
fair.
I don't know. Ray says Bruno's Twitter post was a touch of class yet again, thanking everyone for the player of the month, but asking us all to vote for Miggy as it's deserved. What a man. It does just show what a guy he is, Billy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just there's no bad words you can say about him, is there? It's just a nice gentleman who can play football like a demon. He can tackle like a demon. He can pass the ball with vision. He's got everything going for him. He's a special player. He gets the area, he gets the affinity with the club. There's just not one bad thing, even average thing, say about him. Everything he does is class. And he's ours.
He is. He's ours. So hands off, you bastards. Clarky says we're currently 5th in the European Power League. That's something, isn't it? Yeah. I seen there was a tweet went out earlier on today, and it was from a foreign post, but it was talking about the teams that could be challenging for the Champions League next season, and it had the big 6 from England, and we were in it.
Sure. Oh my God.
And Liverpool weren't.
Yeah. There's a lot of foreign publications doing that now.
Yeah. We had basically taken Liverpool's place.
So what you mean by that is that you're going to print that out, you're going to blow it up, and you can.
Well, I think, Danielle, we should turn it into flags, and we can maybe have one in my background and your background. Just put it everywhere, really. Maybe have it as our new logo. That we are now the big 6, and Liverpool, bye-bye. Of all the teams to miss out, though, Billy, they miss Liverpool, which I think is just genius.
I had a Liverpool fan at work, and we've got loads of them. There's about 6 Liverpool fans, 3 Newcastle fans, only 1 Man United fan, strange enough. But he was on about Joe Linton, being linked with Joe Linton, and he said, we don't want him, he's shit. I was better than anything you've got.
Go on, Bill.
He's not at all. He's not at all. He says, anyhow, he wouldn't drop down to you lot. He says, what do you want to drop down? He says, well, we're in 4th. And he says, he won't be there for long. I says, damn right, we'll be 3rd on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. But I see Liverpool have been linked with Declan Rice as well today. Now, I reckon they're going to make a move for him in the summer, but I think that will be more of a replacement for Henderson, because obviously Henderson is getting on now.
Well, not necessarily that. I think it's because Milner and Oxlade-Chamberlain, have a combined age of about 92 and are both injury prone. So,
well, yeah, but I think James Milner. I mean, he's 156 years of age already, so I just think he's like a Terminator. The guy can go on forever. You know what I mean?
Not with the performances he's been giving.
Well, we'll gloss over that, but you know what I mean.
Thiago's injury prone. Fabinho's fell off a cliff. They're really struggling in the middle of the park.
Everything's gone wrong all at the same time.
Are they all in your fantasy team, Billy?
No, they're not actually.
Low blow, Danielle.
No,
I can't wait to play them at St James's Park.
Kick a man when he's bottom of the league.
You know what I mean, though. I always have this thing about when players go on Billy's team, it's a bad sign because like what happened with Haaland.
I'm thinking of putting them in.
Can you put Joe Aribo in your team, please?
That's good. That's a good idea. Maybe I should do that every week.
Yeah, every week. Yeah, we should look at that on the preview show, shouldn't we? And see who can Billy add into his
who's the most dangerous
team.
Player.
Yeah,
we should buy him
because it'll put the Billy Bob Trey hex on him and just sort of end any chance of him having a decent game. Arturo, thank you for another €10. He says Maxi should start. We should buy Marino without no doubt. Top priority for me, pure quality. Well, it'd be interesting to see if we do go back in for him.
It's interesting to hear other people's opinions, though, isn't it? To see, who in their opinion is priority. It's just interesting to hear everybody's different opinions. I like it.
Absolutely. I Like Coffee says, will Paul's fish tank be there in the new studio setup? No, because that is going to be in the living room eventually. Susan really likes that tank, so she's decided where they're all going. I'm thinking about putting a small one in here because I'm basically turning the shed into a fish room, so I'm going to have lots of tanks in there. But I feel like I need one in here just to,
chill out.
A bit of decor, a bit of chill out. I've got a sofa bed in the corner, so when I'm editing videos and I get knackered, I can just pull out the bed and have an hour. Which is it's quite.
I
nice.
do that when I honestly don't do that when I'm at work.
No, you don't. No, you are full on, stressed up to the hilt without any breaks.
No.
Never. Retro Andy says, Mountain Hills of Coventry Canal sounds like it should be a bush tucker trial drink in that film.
No.
Dear me.
Peckham Spring.
Oh,
Peckham Spring.
Joe Lead. Why am I breaking into song in my head there when I read that? This fixture is a reminder of the introduction of Bruno and his wonder goal. We love him and everyone wants him. Indeed. Jamie O'Hara has said on TalkSport that because Spurs have injuries, they should ask the FA to postpone their game.
Oh, have a day off.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I know in the past we've had games postponed, but it was due to COVID. It was because the team were all going down, weren't they, with it? Like last Christmas time, if you remember. And that was when Hassan Pot Noodle was kicking off, saying that we weren't allowed to play with anyone new signings. Remember that?
Yeah.
Flipping heck, who's got time for it?
Exactly. Pooley Mag says, easy on the Hartlepool noodle. You will have to think of a new insult.
Yeah.
Abs says, am I the only person who drinks water from the taps? Well, Abs,
yes.
No, now winter's coming. Obviously the water is nice and, well, it's freezing cold coming from the taps now. In the summer, it's not. So I tend to drink more bottled water during the summer because you can stick that in the fridge and just let it cool. But in the winter, obviously the pipes are freezing cold and the water is lovely and cold that comes through the tap straight away. So I do drink tap water in the winter. Does that sound weird or is that just...
No.
It's fact, really, isn't it? Yeah. I Like Coffee says, is Mike Ashley taking over Coventry City, Billy? I think there's a bit of mystery about this. It's the stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not buying a stadium without a club to play in it. Let's just put it that way. I think he's going to buy the club 100%.
You do?
Dear.
Interesting.
Well, it was owned by Wasps. Wasps are no longer a rugby club. They're now in administration.
Folded, haven't they? Yeah.
They've got to start from the Championship next year. They're not going to be playing at the CBS anymore. Coventry City will be the only tenants there. And if Mike Ashley owns the ground, what's he going to make out of having a ground? Nothing.
Is it right that Coventry have had loads of bother with that ground this season? Because one of the her
every
game, I think
season.
the Coventry
Every
ambassador was saying for her game too that the first couple of games they couldn't play because the pitch was something wrong with the pitch.
Yeah,
or something.
there was rugby games played on there, which
Right.
knackered the pitch up.
Right,
Wasps
okay,
played 2 or
that
3
makes
games on it.
sense.
So that's why they didn't play the first 3
He ain't
games.
got that problem now, though. So,
That's
yeah.
They had to ground share at Sixfields.
It makes
Yeah,
sense,
they've
Billy,
been
to
for
be
a
honest,
while.
doesn't it? I mean, he's not going to buy the stadium and not buy. If he buys Coventry and he buys the stadium, it puts Coventry, Coventry are back in their rightful home with the owner of the football team and the ground. So it makes more sense. Interesting. Arturo, thank you for another €5.
Nice.
He says, we have to grow this channel because it's very entertaining. You deserve the best as our team does. Thank you, mate.
Oh my
really
God!
kind.
You know, I've just realised it's 6 days until the awards.
It is.
Oh my God, Alex, are you ready?
What, do I need to be ready for something?
Yeah, like have you know?
Well,
Got your
have you
speech
got your
ready?
suit?
your speech.
Speech,
Yeah, I've got
yeah.
all of that. But
Your winner's speech?
Very
have I
good.
got to prepare a winner's speech, have I?
Well,
Well, you never know.
I mean, you might win. We might. You never know.
You don't know, do you? You just might be sitting there thinking, oh, somebody else's name's going to get called out. And he says the winner is a Toon review. I mean,
Can you
listen,
imagine?
anything's possible in life.
And also, have you got the secret bag?
What, for you to run in the back door and nab the trophy?
Just take the trophy anyway. Bring it back. We'll just get it engraved.
Yeah, I don't think Alex is like you, Danielle. He's not. I don't think Alex would be as well. Actually, I was going to say as stealth as you, but there'd be nothing stealth about it. You just run on stage, grab the trophy, kick whoever had won right in the nuts, and run off.
Yeah.
Well, I can
That's
just
about
get
right.
Adam to sing Bruno's in the middle, and then that's a distraction, and then I can run around.
Yeah, grab it.
That's fair enough. Dave says, evening Toon Review. Finally got out of hospital last week only to find our village internet box had been destroyed by a numpty. Now we have it back to watch live again. Southampton 0, Toon 2, Miggy and Wilson. Glad you're out of hospital, Dave. And speaking of Dave's, and a big belated birthday to Julie's partner, Dave, who it was his birthday on Monday. So massive happy birthday, Dave. Hope you had a good one. Of course, they're out in the Algarve sunning it up at the minute.
Oh,
So,
lovely.
let's not be too.
I wish I was in the Algarve.
Well, yeah, I suppose everybody does, We have a new member, Robert Morris. Welcome to the Members Club, matey, and welcome to the Toon Review family. Thank you for your support. It is very, very kind. Dave Bullman says there wasn't much said when Chelsea spent £250 million in the summer and Man United 200 million, but the likes of Klopp obsessed with us spending. They forget we spent very little for 14 years.
Well said, Dave. Well said.
Yes, absolutely. Luke says, was it Sheffield Wednesday with John Joe? I'm sure it was a championship side. I'm pretty sure it was. QPR sticks in my mind for some reason. I'm not sure why.
The Sheffield Wednesday games were on TV because we lost them both, didn't we?
Yeah. Hello, Toon Review. Can you correctly pronounce the Southampton's manager's name? You nail it every time. Well, thank you. It's Ralph Hassan Hoodle Doodle, Hoodle Moodle, Coodle Hoodle Hoodle Doodle, Pot Noodle. There you go. Arturo, welcome to the Members Club as well, matey. Thank you for joining up to the membership club. Welcome to the family, my friend. Clarky says Southampton have been fairly tough at home. Don't think they've lost by more than one goal at home this season.
Until the playoffs.
Until Sunday.
First time for everything.
Yes, but we will get the predictions a little bit later. But now it is time for the moment that everybody loves on the preview show.
Oh, yes.
And that one of this panel gets very upset if we forget about it. It is, of course, the statistical graphification of Sunday's game from Toon Review Stado. There you go, Alex. Take it away, buddy.
Right. So this is the Southampton team that played in their previous game, and I've already forgotten who that was. It was Crystal Palace. So this is how they set up against Palace. It's quite good that they played Palace just now because Palace are quite a well-structured team in a 4-3-3, and so are we. So it gives us something to look at. Somebody mentioned earlier about how they did quite well against Arsenal and stuff and got a 1-1. So, we've got to treat them with a little bit of respect. But they go with their wing backs. One thing I'm quite happy about is one reason I would really like Maxi to start is so if we pretend, can we find Maxi on here? Where's Maxi? There he is. Sorry, Murphy, you're going to have to pop on the bench for a second, mate. There you go. Right, Maxi's on. So Maxi left wing. So when they played Crystal Palace last time out, they had El Nayusi and however we say this, Leyanko as their right-sided centre-back. And these two were the lowest-rated players on their team because this was Zaha for Palace, and they absolutely destroyed him. He destroyed both of them, to be fair. He drew 5 fouls. He was dribbling all over the place. It was actually Edard who got the goal, but Zaha gave him so many problems. And I would argue that Maxi could probably give them more problems than Zaha did. So I'd very like Maxi to maybe have an hour, to be fair. I think it'd just trouble them so much. They've got a lot of injuries, to be fair. There's none of these new signings. I don't know if you can sort of see. They've got Aribo up front, but apart from that, even though he was signed as a midfielder, so it's a bit strange he was playing in this sort of shape. None of the new signings, a lot of injuries. If we go to their main page, so if we go back on the Palace game and scroll down, and I will zoom in for you, don't worry.
What's the bloke they brought that we were after? The French striker. What's his name?
Seko Mara.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
he's not out at the moment, I don't think. But they've got very, very important players out with Bella Kotchap out, who was one of their best defenders, 2 of their most important fullbacks, and Lavia, the new CDM. So they've got 4 of their most key defensive players, arguably, except Salisu is out. So they're missing a lot of important players for them, to be fair. In terms of how they're playing as a team. So this is the lovely FOTMob, just to give us all of their ratings. So goals per match, they're down in 15th. Conceded per match, they're in 13th. Very low on possession in 17th place. And on clean sheets, they've only got 1 clean sheet all season. As you can see underneath, we're in first with 6. Expected goals down in 18th. Very, very poor. Not
Look at that.
Shots on target per
Expected
match.
goals. We are 1 and 2 with Manchester City. I mean, it's incredible.
It is lovely, lovely reading. And one good thing I was reading when I was doing some research is 9 goals from inside the box, 2 from outside. I think this, if we play this right, this could be another shutout in terms of avoiding even shots on target if we're careful, because we've shown we can do it 2 to 3 times already. 2 goals from inside from outside the box. So if we can be defensively solid, they're not, unless we get shafted by a wonder goal. It's a very, very winnable game. They've conceded 20. That's a lot to concede. Fair enough, they're not conceding as many at home, but I don't. With the way we play, the style that we play in, it doesn't seem to matter where we are. It's just press. Ignore the crowd. Who cares? Press. The only way they're going to win this is by trying to do what Villa did in that first half and slow everything right down and try and play for set pieces. And we've got a very big squad, a very physical squad. I'm not too scared. And I don't think we have to go crazy deep on the tactical analysis here. I think on paper, by stats, judging by the eye, we win this 9 times out of 10. We've just got to make sure we don't mess up and it's the 1 out of 10. We've just got to make sure we do everything. We do the basics right. We get the press right. Distribution's good. We need to make sure we're creative because they're going to be very, very, they're going to try and frustrate us. They will look to the examples this season where we've messed up, like the Bournemouth game and the Palace game. Arguably we should have won the Palace game, but we still could have scored more. And they will try and replicate that to a level, and they've managed that successfully, getting a 1-1 against Arsenal. So if we go back, they've had a few reasonable games. So where is Southampton Arsenal? A 1-1 draw. And if I go onto the stats, they actually had the same amount of shots on target as Arsenal. So despite Arsenal being quite dominant, similar amount of shots on target. So they really did manage to shut down Arsenal as a threat. And they managed to get a draw. So we've got to be careful because they have managed to shut teams down before.
Yeah.
So we still need to turn up and do everything correctly. It's not just a pushover and we can expect to win. I think Villa was a lot simpler. We just put sort of the foot on the neck and they will eventually break, and they did. Southampton, not necessarily. They've got a manager, an identity. They've been there for a long time. A little bit of a different scenario, so we've got to make sure we play correctly, and I think we will. So I wouldn't worry too much. We should win this 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, definitely. Sophia says, hi, everyone. I heard an NUFC fan on Talk Sport saying that he desperately hopes that Wilson isn't picked for the World Cup because of his injury record. How do you guys feel about it? Well, from my point of view, I think we have to look at the player himself rather than how we feel about it. I think, Callum Wilson would love to be at the World Cup. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And if he goes, it's going to be a massive experience for him, something that every footballer will probably dream of as being part of a World Cup squad. So, if we're being selfish, we look and say, oh, God, we don't want him to go because we don't want him to get injured. But the fact of the matter is he could stay, not go to the World Cup and get injured in training. So for me, you've got to think about Callum Wilson. Danielle?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he'd be absolutely delighted to be picked and to get on the plane. So, of course, I'd be watching, like praying every time he goes on the pitch. Please don't get injured. But ultimately, I want our players to be happy and to be the best that they can be, and the best, from a mental health perspective as well, and mental well-being, etc. And I think I've got everything crossed that Southgate will see the light and give him a ticket because he deserves it.
Yeah, and Billy as well. We've got to take into consideration how we would feel as Newcastle United fans if Wilson comes on the pitch and scores goals for England, because it's going to be massive for Newcastle as well.
That's a massive feather in our cap, massive feather in the squad's cap, and the people that are setting him up week in, week out. So yeah, it's not just about him. Obviously, it's the pinnacle of a player's career to play in a World Cup for your country. We couldn't refuse him that.
Of course not. We'd be so proud, wouldn't we?
Absolutely, and then the lad's had a nice bit of form, hasn't he? And the injuries haven't come into it. We've managed him really well. We've not given the full 90 minutes any game. I think Eddie's managed him really well, and I'm hoping that continues.
Same.
I don't think he'll play much in the World Cup anyway, obviously, because Harry Kane's playing. So, as Harry Kane takes his ball, he'll play with it. He'll take throw-ins, corners, penalties, free kicks. That's how it is with the England side most of the time.
Alex?
I'd love him to go. I don't really want to get drawn into the conversation because it was TalkSport were deliberately trying to be divisive. They tweeted out club or country. They were trying to get, controversial takes for their platform because it's not very good. So they have to drum up drama essentially to make it interesting. So I'll support him with an England shirt or in a black and white shirt, and hope he does well. Absolutely.
Craig Johnson says, can we give suggestions for shows that we'd like to see? Absolutely. If you've got some sort of show you want us to do, just let us know. We'll certainly try and put something together.
Oh, we're going to do a Saint or No Saint Christmas special. Elf or no elf?
May have a twist for tomorrow night. May have a twist for tomorrow night, by the way.
Oh, I'm not here tomorrow night.
Danielle's not here tomorrow night. There's only us three.
No point doing Saint or No Saint tomorrow then.
It's a shame we didn't get Gabriel Jesus, because then we could have done some Jesus stuff as well.
Yeah, Jesus or not Jesus. Well, there's only one. No.
Yeah, it's a bit controversial.
Yes, we'll not get into religion. Absolutely not. Lawrence said he'd actually start Murphy in Joe Linton's place. Did well against Villa when he came on. Yes, he did. Clarky says, I can't see Miggy scoring this weekend. I'm going 2-0 with a Miggy hat-trick. Oh, dear me. Mike says, Hassan Hoodle, Pop and Pot Noodle must be due his annual 9-0 loss. Yeah, he hasn't lost 9-0 this season, yeah. Ken says it wasn't QPR. It was in 2017 in a away game in the Championship, if that helps. Rafa was manager at the time.
I did say Championship.
Yeah, well, I think
that's what I thought it was.
Dark blue kit with the orange stripe across.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I thought it was. I know Shelby scored a cracking, a wonder goal at Loftus Road, but I'm not sure whether it was the same game. Like Ken says, it probably wasn't even QPR that he hit the shot. I can't remember. Who knows? Bradley says 3-0 the Toon. Wilson hat-trick. Spurs to lose. Toon up to third. Smash Chelsea next week. Howe is a genius. We win the league. Is that too much? Absolutely not, Bradley.
No.
Why not?
I mean,
Aim for the
Spurs did
stars.
just give it hell and leather to try and get past Marseille the other night. So,
Yeah.
and they've got Liverpool this weekend.
They
So
have.
it's very
Interesting.
feasible.
I think I picked Tottenham to win that game, though.
Or against Liverpool. After that Marseille struggle.
I know, but Liverpool aren't great in the Premier League at the minute. There's just
I think
something
they've got
about
Son
them
out as well.
I know,
Yeah.
he's fractured his eye socket.
Kulusevski's out. Son's
How,
out.
how would
Yeah.
how would know how would know the difference?
Billy.
Move on, move on.
Sorry, South Korea.
Paul, go.
I do apologise, South Korea. You find people in Seoul. I do apologise.
It's been nice. It's been a journey. There's been lots of ups and downs on the channel, but we finally come to an end tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We've had a
mean,
good run.
Well, yeah, but I think we've upset practically nearly every country across the globe now. Spike Milligan, thank you for your £20 super chat. Very kind. Entertainers on the pitch. TTR are the entertainers on YouTube. Toon 3-0. Well, Spike, we are no more after tonight. Thank you to Billy. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Lawrence says Wilson will keep his place if he's still fit. Isak will come off the bench versus Leicester, I think.
Interesting.
Boxing Day.
Oh, yeah.
It is Boxing Day, indeed.
I think we've got, and then we've got somebody else on New Year's Eve. I can't remember who that is.
Leeds, is it? No, is that
I think
It's Leeds, isn't
It's
it?
Leeds, yes, indeed. Chris says a clean sweep on the monthly awards. So proud of the team and the backroom staff for their achievements so far this season.
And I'll tell you something now, right? If Eddie Howe or Miggy does not win this award, or any player from our team does not win this award, I'll be asking serious questions.
Well, I
Did you
think
see
that-
they got it wrong? Toon Polls retweeted that the Premier League had put that Man City were unbeaten in October, and they weren't. They lost to Liverpool. They messed up on the website. Or did it on purpose, whichever way you want to
Well,
look
I
at it.
would think on purpose, Alex, to be honest. Frau says, how will Southampton set up to hurt us? I don't care how they set up. They won't hurt us at all.
I think they'll set up to try and not get hurt and then see what happens.
Yeah. Rachel says, is that written on paper, Paul?
You wouldn't know, I can't read it.
Absolutely. Can't read it. Hopefully we get a clean sweep in the awards this month. Was disappointed only one of Miggy's goals was listed. He should have had 4 of them listed, but fingers crossed. Yeah, what do you think about that, Danielle? The fact that he's only got 1 of those goals listed for goal of the month.
I mean, has anyone, I might be completely wrong, but has anyone ever had more than 1 goal?
De Bruyne's
Is that
got
a
2
thing?
in this one.
Well, apart
De Bruyne-
from Haaland, because, you know,
De
like,
Bruyne-
he's
De Bruyne's got 2 in this one.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't really see that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by it.
It's
But
a bloody fix. It stinks.
it does.
Stinks.
Cartel behaviour. I've said it many times.
Indeed. George, thank you for your £5 super chat, buddy. There's no comment there, but I hope you're well, mate. Davey says, I cannot remember the Toon winning at Legoland ever.
It must have been St Mary's last year, mate. Well, this year, actually.
Interesting. Dave says, call me selfish, but I don't want any of our lads to go to the World Cup. Remember, we are the Toon, so half a dozen broken legs is not beyond the realms of possibility. Look, we have to, think about the players and what it means to the players and what it means for the global brand of the club. It's been a while since we've had, Newcastle United players involved with England as much as we possibly might in the World Cup. So, we've got to think of the players and what their ambitions are.
Just means so much to them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
and if they get injured, they get injured. There's nothing we can do about that at the end of the day, but we just have to
We can't hold players back, can we?
No,
We can't put our
absolutely not.
selfish needs.
And plus, it might add to recruitment. Players will be seeing lots of Newcastle players in the World Cup and thinking, something special's going on there.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
might want to join it.
100%. 2-0 in 2020, also on the 6th of November. Horrible weekend at the start of lockdown. Remember Paul's rant about wanting Bruce out.
There was many, though, of them. wasn't it?
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I was just going to actually say which one. It was practically a weekly occurrence on this channel.
And sometimes we've got a song.
We did, yeah, the odd time. He says how times have changed since that night. Wow, yeah, just a little bit. It's just a little bit. Goatfather says history between teams is important. Thank you, Goatfather.
It is.
I didn't say it wasn't important. I said it's not important to this fixture this weekend. It has no bearing on it because our current team is nothing like it's been in the last 20 years. It has no bearing on this one fixture. I'm not saying it's history, of course, it's important. You can't misquote me. That's not fair.
Oh, here we
How
go.
dare anybody misquote him? God forbid. Arturo, thank you for another €5. Really kind, mate. Maguire should not go to the World Cup. He is awful. I think we're all
Agree.
agreed on that, to be fair.
But he will go.
Yeah. Geordie Jack says, don't think I'm the only one not yet used to the new regime and ethos. I'm getting there, though. Yeah, it's just amazing. Rachel says, oh, great. Mike Dean, my life is now complete. Well, your life will be complete, Rachel, when Francisco makes the journey to Newcastle. Louis says, me who only got Danielle's You Suck reference.
Yeah, you suck. The song? WWE? No? Okay, let's move on.
Oh!
You suck.
Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Yes. Now I know. There you go.
I used to be quite a fan back in the day.
Clearly. Rochi says, for 14 years, all our stats took a dive. It will look completely different in the next 14.
Yep,
100%. Yeah, without a doubt.
We might need a whole new ground with loads of
whole
statues in it.
new
You know what I mean? From all the statues might win. You never know. And the cups and all of that. I mean, can you imagine? It could be like a winners parade of all the things we've won. You just never know.
Who scored our last hat-trick?
That's a good question.
Bloody hell.
Demba Ba, maybe?
No.
I think
I'm going to say Wijnaldum, me.
I think Dwight Gale might get one in the championship.
Gale. Oh yeah, Wijnaldum got one. Yeah, Wijnaldum got one in the
Norwich.
We scored 6 goals away at Norwich. I think he got a hat-trick in that game.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But then again, Billy's right. Dwight Gale could have got one in the championship, but I can't remember.
I'll have a look.
Cesare says Mike Dean, sponsored by Murphy's Law. Malk says, don't care how we win by, how many we win by, because we will as long as Miggy gets a goal.
Absolutely.
If Miggy gets another goal, he's going to get a random drug test. Well, let them.
He ain't no Conor Ben, allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly. Ryan says, I think most rival fans would be happy to have Spurs out of the Big Six now. Yeah, but it wasn't Spurs. It was the old muckers down on Merseyside. Oxlade Chamberlain has his own treatment table at Liverpool. Yes, he does. Absolutely. Robert Morris, thank you for your £5 super chat, my friend. He says, quality show. So glad I found you lot. Keep building and entertaining. Thank you very much, Robert. Much appreciated, my friend.
I found the hat trick. It's there's no Dwight Gale. Funnily enough, it was against Southampton in 2019, and it was Jose Perez's hat trick.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, how weird that it was against Southampton, though.
Yeah, it's an omen.
Weird.
Yes. Hey, Callum Wilson. Ooh. I want to know how he scored the hat-trick goal.
I think it might be a Sean Longstaff hat-trick.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe we've got 2 or 3 hat-tricks.
Well, yeah, we could. If we win 9-0, we could have 3 different hat-tricks, couldn't we? That would be rather impressive. Frau, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. Luke Shaw goes to the World Cup and Byrne doesn't. It makes no sense.
Nah,
absolutely.
It's like level 7 Dave's picking the England team, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
no offense, level 7. Obviously.
Absolutely. Julie J says you didn't put Son from Tottenham in your team, Billy, did you?
No, he's in flipping mine.
I don't think we're having a good record here of
I did think about it. That might have been the reason.
I've got Zinchenko out. I've got blooming whoever else out. I've got 3 out now, so I'm going to have to sell Son. He's going to have to go.
Yeah,
So
Haaland.
mate, I'm Haaland, but I'm not getting rid of him. You know, he'll recoup. I mean, he's already done it.
He'll be out for the season now. Now I've sorted it.
Billy, I was doing so well.
Yes, I know. It's all turning potatoes. Paul Sales is going 4-0. Godfather says, so true. Haaland was flying until Billy had him.
Mm-hmm.
You make me sound like a predator. That's does so, doesn't it? He was going so well till Billy got his hands on him.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
You haven't got any NUFC players in that fantasy team, I hope.
Well, I've got Pope on the bench.
Well,
Keep
keep
him
him
on the
there.
bench.
Keep
Keep
him
him on the
Billy.
bench.
Yeah.
It's costing me points each week, so I should have put him in last week.
It's fun having Loris Karius in the team pictures, but I don't want to find out if he's good or bad. I'd rather just keep Nick Pope in goal.
Absolutely.
And I've got Botman. I've got Botman, by the way.
Do you think you'll play Pope in the cup or not? Do you think you'll rest him?
Well, it's Karius, isn't it? That he
Well,
would
yeah,
have to play.
that's my point.
It is funny seeing him in every. I forget he's our player until we get a team picture, and I'm like, oh yeah, we signed him, didn't we?
He plays for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll play against Palace Carriers.
Do you?
Like Captain America.
You've got to try him. You've got to try him at some stage. What gets called on to the pitch for some reason?
Well,
You've got to give him some kind of game time.
Yeah, but I think you'll still play quite a strong team against Palace because, the World Cup break's coming up. 2 more games. Just go for it. Because we want to be in the Cups, and I'm sure Eddie Howe wants to be still in the Carabao. But did you realise the Carabao Cup game would be, the next round would be played before the Premier League kicks off again?
Yes. Like the middle of December or something, is it? Something like that?
It's something like that, yeah.
Like
It's
that.
bizarre.
Mhm.
Very bizarre.
Crazy.
but that's before the World Cup
Yes,
final.
indeed it is.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a bit strange. It's very strange. But listen, England aren't going to be there.
Whoa.
Don't anger him, Paul.
Whoa.
It's
Oh, come
Thursday.
on, Alex. You don't.
Whoa.
No way. I'm not having you saying England are going to make the World
Well,
Cup
to be
final.
fair,
That's
nobody said
ridiculous.
we'd get to the semi-final against Croatia, and nobody said we'd get to the final against Italy. So I agree that Southgate's gone just backwards in quality. Well, wherever he had it to begin with, but you never know. You never know in tournament football.
There is a nice run through because we looked the other night on the fans forum. If we win the group, I think we get Senegal second round. We get a depleted France in the quarters. Then it starts getting a bit more tougher, obviously. But you never know, do you?
The fact that we managed to pull that draw off against Germany recently, considering how bad we're playing.
Yeah, but but if you remember that game, Alex, he was forced into those changes because we were so terrible. He just threw loads of forwards on.
Well, maybe he learned something from that game.
Yeah, maybe he did.
But the fact we
Yeah,
can draw
and maybe
with
my
Germany
arsehole
when
speaks
we're crap.
Spanish.
If we can draw with Germany when we're crap, then we could beat anybody if we actually turn up. We've got enough individual talent.
I'm not having it. Matthew says, in Australia, tap water is gross, whereas English tap water is pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah, but in Australia, you turn the tap on and there could be a frigging python come out your tap. You know what I mean? It's you just never know.
I wouldn't drink English tap water either, to be fair. So
Nah, I wouldn't either, to be fair. Mm-mm.
Why?
No,
it wouldn't. It's not filtered well enough.
no.
Interesting.
I don't like the smell of it sometimes.
Well, since I got diagnosed with Parkinson's, I haven't had the luxury of a sense of smell. So
Maybe that's
I
why you
literally
drink it,
can't
Paul.
smell. I'm sorry.
That might be why you drink it then, because you can't smell it.
Well, maybe I guess. Yeah.
Who knows?
Well,
Not doing no harm though.
No. But it might do now you said that. I mean,
It won't. It won't. It won't.
Ian says, it is amazing how many pundits are now saying we are good bet for top 4. Bit two-faced. Yeah, because they know they've been
noting.
idiots. Pedro says, I think Chris Wood will come on as a sub in the 77th minute and score an amazing header. Then I woke up.
He scored the last season.
I mean, I'd love him to though. I mean, I would. I don't want him to not be great. I don't want him to come on and give a poor performance. I don't want that. I want him to come on and score a goal. Like I really do. But we just keep hoping for it, and then nothing happens when he comes on. So I mean, we just keep hoping.
Look, I mean, you know, it's not going to happen. Let's be honest. It's not like this guy's going to do a Joe Linton, is it? He's not going to turn into a wonder midfielder or anything like that. He's just.
And he can take penalties. So if he's on the pitch, if we get a late penalty, at least we know he's competent at them. So
or end of extra time and penalty shootouts. Go on, get him on for that.
Indeed.
Yeah, penalty shootout
Well,
would be an
point,
idea.
Billy.
Yeah, absolutely.
he could maybe all be useful yet.
Yeah. Dan Kane over in the States. What's up, Paul, Alex, William, and Danny? Been a while for a live show. Hope all is going well. I don't know if they use the term trap game over there, but I hope this doesn't become one with Chelsea looming.
Banana skin.
Yes.
Nah.
A banana skin. Yes, indeed. Darren says, hi, guys. Great show. What's your opinion on Lucas Paqueta's performances so far at West Ham? I was hoping we'd sign him, but glad we didn't.
I think the difference is Moyes chucked him straight into the deep end and didn't give him time to acclimatise like we did with Bruno. I think that's the big difference. He has shown a few signs in a couple of games, but generally he's been really disappointing.
Some of the flair stuff he's done is outrageous.
Yeah,
like receiving a 60-yard pass on the back heel and just turning and running.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player. Look, there's no denying that. But again,
I mean, West Ham are struggling, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's also how the player is managed. You know, in training or the way he's asked to play when he's on the field. It's a lot to do with the manager, so we'll just have to see. Carl says, was Danielle anything to do with the Hatton Garden robbery?
I can't comment.
Okay. Fair enough. David says, I think we'll look to ship Wood out in January with Garang Kuol coming in.
Kuol's going out on loan, isn't he?
I think it's already been confirmed he'll go out on loan.
And plus, who's going to buy Chris Wood at the price we paid for him? And we're going to lose a lot of money if we do have to sell him. And who's going to pay the wages for him? That's the more important
There
thing.
is no chance in hell we will sell Chris Wood for 25 million quid.
None whatsoever.
I don't think we'll get 10 for him at the moment.
No way.
No
one's going to pay that kind of money for somebody that's really can't even run anymore.
Well, he's on high wages as well, so nobody in the championship.
I do feel sorry for him, though. I do feel sorry for him.
It's not his fault.
Really. But he's taking home 130 grand a week. You can't be that sorry for him.
I do in a way.
It's not that much, Billy, but it's still a fair whack.
I do feel for him. Like, you know, when he missed that chance last weekend.
Which one? You're gonna have to be more specific.
And the camera zoomed into his face.
That one against Villa.
And he said a swear word. And I thought,
I think there's a lot of people in the crowd who had a swear word as well directed at him.
There was one here. There's one on this screen said one and all.
Yeah, you
I
did,
don't
Billy,
know.
I think
I'm getting soft in my old age. I think that's what it is.
Danielle, it's nothing to do with that. It's just you have this heart of gold for Newcastle United players, and it's very hard for you to criticise. That comes across clearly in the player ratings and things like that.
That's right.
George says, will Adam P be at the awards as Newcastle are playing at the same time? Well, he's down to be there. He's on the same table. Well, he's sitting next to Alex. Apparently,
I think he'll be there.
Yeah,
I think he'll
go.
Hopefully, Adam brings a little tablet or something with the game on, so we can both watch it.
No,
I haven't missed a game.
In a
very long time.
Imagine we score as they give the award out for say, and the winner is Anfield Cup, and we score. You'd be like, yes.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. Or even so, if he said the Toon review and he got a very, very excited, even Adam jumping up and cheering for us, if we scored at the same time, that would be quite nice. Alex's question regarding the big 6 becoming 7: should we replace one and not add to it? Well,
I think they say the big 7, don't they? Because they don't want to cheese the other team off that is dropping.
Yeah, unless of course, the overseas reporters, which have just sort of given Liverpool the heave-ho and put us in place of them. So,
and I don't think we've got any control over that. I think the media is like, it's a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
And it will be whatever it becomes.
Absolutely.
We'll be near the top anyway. That's all that matters.
Good evening, Michael. Hope you're well. Literally just left my house around 7:30 tonight. Great to see you again, mate. and we had a good laugh as usual.
Yeah, we had a really good time on Sunday. We had a right laugh.
Yeah, he said he had a right laugh with the football, the ladies' game as well. Matty says Stato's stats graphics always gratify me.
It's a good word.
Come and gratify me.
Lawrence says, is it just me or has James Ward-Prowse not done much this season? No. Because I did sell him on Fantasy League because of his lack of points. Yeah, he's been very quiet.
I mean, he's the highest rated Southampton player, to be fair.
Still dangerous from free kicks.
I think it's because last season he did so much, didn't he? What was he? He's got 1 goal from 13 starts. He's played every game. He's been in one team of the week. Yeah, just the 1 goal. He's creating chances for his team, but it's very, very average in the middle at the moment.
Do you remember when they used to pick Shane Long against us because he used to tear us to pieces every time he played against us? Every bleeding.
Do you know what I used to think, Billy? He was very underrated, Shane Long.
He was good when he was at West Brom.
I think he didn't find that club that he could just play week in, week out. For me, he was always electric against us for some reason.
Exactly.
He's always used as a speedy super sub, wasn't he?
Yeah.
If he could have been on loan to every club that played against us, he'd have got 40 goals a season.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Agree.
Carlos says, is the game on TV? Yes, it is. It's on Sky, amazingly. But you know what to do. You can watch it on Sky, but knock off the sound and listen to the commentary on this channel. Because you know what Sky will be like. It'll be Southampton this, Southampton that. And, you know, it'll be nothing about us. Right. It's prediction time. We'll start off with a predicted team lineup. And Billy, we'll start with yourself. Who is going to be the starting 11 on Sunday?
I think it'll be the one that Alex had on screen originally. I think it'll be Pope in goal, Trippier, Share, Botman and Byrne, Guimaraes, Longstaff, Willock, Murphy, Wilson and Almiron.
Interesting. Ian says, I've got the missus with me for the Palace match. Do I dare bring her and her dad and uncle to meet Paul and the crew before the match? Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. Exactly. Are you going to the cup game, Danielle?
Nah, I'm work early the next day, so I can't.
Dear. Right. Alex, team.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the same as Billy, except Maxi starting, just because I want to will it into being, because I think he'll absolutely destroy.
Oh, you're
that
manifesting.
Side.
Are you manifesting?
I am. So yeah, Pope, Byrne, Botman, Share, Trippier, Bruno's the 6 with Willock on left 8, Longstaff right 8, and then Maxi, Wilson, and a Miggy. Are we giving score predictions as well, or later?
Not yet. Danielle, your team.
Sorry, I'm just manifesting the FA Cup. I'd go same as Billy. I don't think Maxi will start. I just don't. I don't think he's quite there yet to start. I'd love him to, but no, I think Murphy will come back in. Otherwise, the same team is Billy.
Interesting. I'm going Pope, Trippier, Botman, Share, Byrne, Longstaff, Willock, Bruno, Miggy, Wilson, and Maxi.
Ooh, lovely.
Let's split down the middle then.
So we're split again?
We are, but listen.
Watch him bring Fraser in now.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if he does that, actually.
Are you doing a press conference reaction tomorrow, Paul?
I am, yes. I will be. I didn't do one last week, but I haven't felt myself, it's fair to say, the last week, but I'm getting there.
It's been a bit longer than that, to be fair. It's been a bit longer than that. It's like you haven't felt yourself, really. It's been like since...
Stop saying that sentence.
Stop it, Billy. I'm being serious.
You are disgraceful, Billy J.
I know. Oh.
Where have I gone?
Are you going to want 2 bob for the meter?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Danielle manifested the wrong thing when she was thinking the FA Cup. Broken the screen.
My camera's just shut down.
Oh.
But
it's still here.
It's on a constant charge. What the hell's happened there?
It's only a baby, isn't it?
Oh, Billy, piss off.
It's less threatening when you can't see him.
True.
Oh, the bloody wire fell out the back when I was transporting it.
We can't show this
Bloody
man.
hell.
That was Danielle
We can't-
manifesting the wrong thing. The cable fell out.
We can't show this man for legal reasons, but we can hear his voice.
He's
Billy.
asked us to disguise his identity.
Jerry Adams. Oh, sorry, one person.
Look, Danielle was going to say something nice, and now, Billy, your comment has stirred everyone else in the comments about feeling myself.
See,
Is that why the camera's gone off? Yeah, we all know now. Yeah. I bet you're feeling yourself all right now, though.
Oh my god. Oh,
You're
we're going
just
off
evil
the-
bastards, the lot of yous. And now
Not me. I was being nice.
Can't you find a socket?
I found a socket, Billy.
Hey!
Fucking arse piece. Anyway, Trey, you're a twat, right? Because everybody's just saying nasty things to me when Danielle was being nice and kind.
What I was saying was, ever since you had that nasty incident with the door frame, you haven't been yourself. That's what I was saying.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yes.
However, I should remember who I'm on stream with, and then I do have to think about how I phrase things.
Yes, you do.
So
Because that twat
I'll
on the
work
bottom
that.
is got a mind like the gutter. So there you go. Jason's saying arse piece. Yes, Billy is an arse piece. Exactly the piece of the arse, which is the hole.
Just one step above the gooch. Who plays for Sunderland, by the way?
Yes, he does. Angelica says, I love Billy. He really cheers me up. Well, isn't he just fantastic? Awesome. Anyway, let's move on to the scores on the doors. Billy, what do you think the score will be on Sunday and the goal scorers?
I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory. Miggy, Bruno, and Callum Wilson.
Okay. Alex?
I'm going to go for a 5-0.
Hey, what the hell's going on here? Alex going for a 5-0.
Yeah, baby.
I think
Yeah, God.
we're still not even seeing what we can actually do. We're hitting the crossbar and the post a bunch. We're missing open goals, and we're still scoring 3, 4, 5 goals. I think at some point it's going to click even more. We'll have a game. We'll have a game where everything goes in, because at the moment we're having a lot of chances. I think we'll just have one of those games where everything just goes in. I think we're on the run of form. We're in the best position to do it. So, goal scorers, I'll go for Wilson another 2, Miggy 2, and I think this is a good one for Willock. I think Willock will get one finally.
Yeah, fair enough. Geordie Rick's going 6-0. Ashington is going 9-0. Interesting. Danielle?
I'm going 4-0. And I'm going Callum Wilson hat-trick and a cheeky goal from Bruno because he loves to score against the Saints.
Fair enough. Well, unfortunately, I've got to agree with that fucking turd burger on the bottom, and I'm going 3-0. And I think Callum Wilson's going to get 2, and Miggy's going to score the other one. So yeah, I'm predicting a win, and well, I think we're all predicting a big win, whichever way we look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to say clean sheets? Oh my God.
Even I didn't go there, Danielle.
You've just been calling Billy out, and you've just done the same thing.
Look, I'm hypersensitive to these comments now, so anything I'm ready for.
I was thinking it, though, to be fair.
Well, there's a surprise. Francisco is in the house very late today, so I'll go back and watch everything. 2-0, Miggy and Wilson. Love to you all. Hope you're okay, Francisco. And of course, the first person to comment is, of course, Rachel. She's just. This could be a blooming love story on the Toon review.
We could have the first Toon review wedding.
A transatlantic one.
Do we need to buy a hat?
I think Daniel's already bought one.
I thought she was reaching back for a hat there. Did you notice that?
No, it's a cat. Come on.
Well, you can't wear the cat. And Billy, I'm not having you commenting about any pussies on your head, right? Just
Oh,
shut
hi,
up.
how are you?
Didn't even think that one. Didn't even think it.
You're
See?
such a liar. You're such a liar.
Do you know what I was thinking? Are you feline yourself?
Oh my God.
I'll get me coat.
Yeah. You can see Billy's already well and truly warming up for TTR Friday, even though it will be just the three of us, unless Danielle makes an appearance somewhere along the line. She may have Dipsy and Simba under a shirt or something like that, or puts stuff in the ears. I mean, is that illegal to do these days? Just put a bit of cotton wool in their ears? And
I wish you could get little, ear defenders for the cats. Because I
bet
think
you
that
could.
would work like a treat.
maybe just little Toon Review headphones for them.
I mean, that would be great.
Suzanne! You just never know, do you? I mean,
Anything's possible, really. You could go on Dragon's Den with that.
well, I'd rather not, to be honest. I'd
might
probably
work.
send Billy.
Yeah, send Billy.
I want $750,000 for these cat defenders.
Oh dear. Caboose is going 3-1 to Newcastle. Southampton will score. They have good forwards, good free kick taken. Angelica says she's coming back up north if there's a wedding. Well, there'll be me and Susan, of course, at some point, and of course Danielle and Lee. There'll be weddings are happening at some point.
Wedding bells all over the shop.
Sorry, Billy.
Wedding bells all over the shop in the northeast for the Toon Review.
Absolutely. Jason says Steve Wright, love music, love it, Paul. Absolutely. I mean, how can anyone? What did he used to play? That was it a letter, Billy? Did he used to read a letter?
It wasn't Steve Wright. It was Simon Bates. Our tune.
Simon Bates. Yes, it was. He used to write was it somebody who was just writing a love letter?
And this really happened, by the way. Someone wrote about how they were debilitated by diabetes and how a woman had come and saved him from this illness and given us a reason to live. And then
it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
And then played Sweets for My Sweet. Honest to God, that actually happened. That actually happened. That's not me making things up. I know I do fantasize sometimes, but that really did happen.
Billy, I don't want to know what you fantasy. Where are we going here? Please. Anyway, that is the end of the review. The preview show. We will be back tomorrow night. Hopeful Danielle can make it to hear more of Billy's illustrious love letters, etc. Which we will. I mean, there's no pressure on you. We know the cats come first, of course. I'm lucky that Elsie
it's not Dipsy doesn't care. Dipsy sits at the window and watches the fireworks. But
that's what Elsie does, to be honest.
So
Elsie does that. She just sees a firework. I mean, I did a Steve Bruce with her last year. Went for a walk and she was sitting watching the fireworks with me, but she's just not frightened of them. So
that's really good.
She just sits and watches them, and
and
you can tell when. Yeah, but you can tell when the dogs are anxious, can't you? Because obviously they're panting a lot and they're getting worried, and
we don't have firework night in Poland, so this will be a first for her. But she's probably never heard this many. So
I'm lucky. She just doesn't bother. Rachel's looking forward to tomorrow's show. Jason says it was Steve Wright. Love in the afternoon, I'm sure.
It might be now, but originally it was Simon Bates.
Simon Bates first, yes. I definitely remember Simon Bates doing it.
Can I just throw in for anybody?
Billy, I remember Simon Bates doing because he was a master at it.
Yeah, he was a bit of a...
Yeah, see what I did there? I just quick. I can't believe how quick-witted I was there.
It was the golden hour followed by our tune.
Yes.
For anybody that follows European football, just because it's funny, Union Berlin are still topping the Bundesliga, and they're about to go through the Europa League group as well, and they're still in the DFB Pokal. So Union Berlin are on for a treble so far, which is hilarious.
That's mental.
Bayern Munich in second, Freiburg in third. Back to the Papi Cisse days.
Yeah. You never know what might happen next season, Alex. You never know.
Rachel says Simon Bates did our tune. Yes, Rachel will know that because she's probably sent many a letter into him now regarding her love for Francisco. It's definitely blossoming. There is just, you can just see the roses blossoming now. Julie says, does anybody remember Metro Radio and the Alan Robson show?
Yeah, I used to love that. Get to those phones.
Get to those phones.
Oh,
Yes,
I love
indeed.
them.
Francisco says, oh, no, great, Sean. Thanks to the Mod Squad, says Ian. Francisco says, love to you all, especially Rachel. Have a great evening. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. As usual, if you have enjoyed tonight's show, please do hit that like button before you close the show down. It does mean a lot to the channel and does help us go up those search results. And it lets YouTube know that something splendilicious Hassenhoodle pot noodle is going on the channel. And if you're new and you've enjoyed what you see, please do subscribe, become part of the family, and hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we upload or we'll go live. And of course, you can become a member of the Toon Review, which so many people have done tonight, by hitting the join button just underneath the video. If you are on iOS, you may have to go to a desktop version of YouTube and join that way. Dan says, Paul, you didn't mention a press conference reaction tomorrow. Is it happening? Yes, I will be doing a video for that. Ab says, Paul and Billy with the schoolboy humour, and Stato comes straight in with the Hertha Berlin stats. That's why TTR is magic.
Yeah, that's what's unique about this channel.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Abs.
I can't. I'm really sorry, but I can't let that go. It's not Hertha Berlin. It's Union Berlin. I'm sorry. Wrong team.
Oh, Alex, what would we do without you?
Did you say Hertha Berlin? Did you?
No, she put in the comment. But it's
I might have known it wouldn't be Alex that got it wrong. Whatever.
Yeah, that never happens.
No, of course not. Of course not. Angelica says, and Alan Robson does ghost hunting shows on YouTube now.
He does.
We should do that on here. You know, the Toon Review Halloween special next year. We'll go to Chillingham Castle or something like that, which is extremely haunted.
Now
Susan
will go wrong that way, will it? That will possibly go wrong.
I'm trying to get Susan to watch this new Terrifier 2 film because apparently it's ridiculous.
You're trying to get yourself to scream on camera again.
When did I last scream on camera?
Well, the zoo and another ghost walk. Just one a year. Is that what we're going for?
He's revving up for tomorrow night again, isn't he? He always seems to do this. As Thursday night sort of generally just goes on a little bit, and then he sort of perks up. You know, Jesus,
got to get me your material in early, Paul.
Just no. Rachel's definitely going to watch the Terrifier 2. Well, listen, watch it at your own. It's apparently really bad. Apparently, people have walked out the cinema, been sick in the cinema, fainted.
Well, I don't think it's a good idea, Paul.
Well, apparently, a woman gets chopped in half by you know.
I've seen that. Paul Daniels used to do that.
No, Billy, no. It's a bit more gory than what Paul Daniels used to do. I'm talking a chainsaw to the vaginal area and chopping in half. I mean, that is just...
I thought you meant that way, not that way.
No, yeah. I mean, upside down and just going, whoa!
Wow.
You know, doing a Bruce Lee right through with a chainsaw, you know what I mean? It's not pleasant shit. And the fact that it's a ghost. No.
What, the ghost does it as a woman?
No, not a ghost, a fucking clown. Why am I saying a ghost? It's a clown.
Of course it's a clown. Why wouldn't it be? Oh, my God. No thanks.
Oh, Rachel says the woman in the woman getting chopped in half is in the first film. Oh, marvellous.
Who gets chopped in half in the second one?
Well, somebody obviously does because somebody's covered. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to watch that anyway.
Well, you have to now because I need.
Well, no, I'm not watching it on my own. Like Susan,
to watch it.
I'm not watching it on my own.
Look, I don't watch shit like that on my own, right? And,
no, mate.
But Susan won't watch it, so there's no chance of me ever seeing it.
Yeah, scary movie watch along.
Oh yeah, let's do
That
that.
would be interesting.
That would be a good idea. That would be
Yeah.
a really good idea.
Yeah. Actually, that is a good idea, and people can laugh at us getting scared. And they will see me vomit live. Interesting. Francisco says, anyone up for a fillet?
I beg your pardon. She was only the butcher's daughter. No, I'm not saying anymore.
Rachel says, I watch them on my own. I'm hardcore. Well, I'm sure Francisco loves to hear that, Rach. Good job the windows aren't open and the neighbours can't hear me laughing my tits off at you lot. Well, you know how these shows go. You know, we're only serious for a certain amount of time. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to the Mod Squad for their great work behind the scenes. Thank you to you three for joining me on the show tonight. And hopefully we get, well, one of the predictions comes correct. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Hopefully the four of us, fingers crossed, because it sounds very much like it's going to be a very, very good show, judging by the two monstrosity Fuckelburgers on the bottom there, who have just basically abused me for the last 20 minutes. But you know, I still love them. Despite the shit that I get off them, I still love them like brothers. But hopefully it'll be the four of us tomorrow. If not, it'll be three of us. And then on Sunday, join me at 1:30 live for the match build-up, and then from 2 o'clock live commentary for the 90 minutes. And, of course, we'll try and get Billy Bob and Alex on at halftime for their thoughts on the game. But until then, guys, have a fantastic Friday, and we'll see you for all the shenanigans tomorrow night on TTR Friday. Love yous all. Good night.
Good night,
Oh, we're
guys.
the lads and lasses.